Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another freebie interview. I'm just having fun connecting with people in the community who work around sex, intimacy, masculine, feminine energy, all that. So I'm really happy today to introduce Meloney Hudson. Hi, Meloney.
Hey, how are you doing, Sydney? I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, lovely to see you too. I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So yeah, I'm excited for our chat today. I'm just gonna read your quick bio so the audience knows what you're all about.
Thank you.
So Meloney Hudson is an women's empowerment author, teacher of energetic arts, and documentary producer. She believes self-love is the first step to a more joyful life and a better world. She is a certified Apsalu Tantra teacher and the creator of Venus Rising Yoni Yoga. She has been creating and facilitating transformative workshops for women for 20 years and infuses her classes with practices from Tantra, Taoism, and women's spirituality. Meloney is the author of Sexy, Spirited, and Strong, Becoming a Positive Energy Woman and the Venus Rising Yoni Yoga Guidebook. I lost my spot there. She is also the producer of Rise of Venus documentary and other documentary projects. Well, welcome. There's so much goodness there. My cat's jumping in.
I love it. I love her. Yeah, energy is my life's work. And I guess for sure, the reason it's become my life's work is because when I woke up to what energy is all about, it changed my life for the better. And so I want to offer, whatever information I can to women and men, because I also have facilitated workshops, particularly Tantra workshops for years that are co-ed. Energy is the same in men as it is in women. It's just the sources are just in a little bit different places, and they have different influences on their energy as well. But anything that I can do to help people, but especially women, to get into a place of self-love and self-appreciation, personal power, and also creating a joyful life, based on their energy and their vibration. That's what I love, and that's what I strive to do as much as I can.
Yes, love it. And so I was just looking up the work of what's his name, David. No, it's David Hawkins. Do you know him?
Is he the one who wrote The Eye of the I and Power versus Force? Or are you talking about quantum physics?
I'm talking about that, like the vibrational scale and
he wrote Power versus Force.
Okay, great. I was curious if your work is sort of geared towards that, like, because you were talking about vibration there and how that really brings us joy and pleasure into our world.
Very good. Yes. Now, it is about vibration. It is about energy. And what he has done is he calibrated energy and the various emotions that people experience, and discovered through muscle testing, mostly muscle testing, and then other means of measuring, that certain emotions have high levels of energy, of a vibration, and then some have a low vibration. And so the low vibrations, which are, hate, remorse, fear, worry, depression, those are very low vibrations. And then they go up the scale. Every emotion has a resonance, and he actually measures, goes up the scale what emotions have a higher and higher vibration. And then soon he goes into the higher realms, which are love, joy, and then consciousness. I believe consciousness is the highest vibration that you can have when you've completely let go of your physical being and you connect as a spiritual being to the cosmos. And I completely believe in that work. And the thing about these vibrations, the importance of ourselves having a high vibration, first of all, you know, the vibration comes from how we feel inside. It's not like the vibration affects us, we affect the vibration.
Yeah.
So, and when we put out a vibration, we attract that kind of a vibration, and our world becomes that vibration. So if you're feeling depressed, you know, other people may pick up on that feeling of depression. You may attract people who want to commiserate in depression. Well, and the world just becomes depressing. The world's depressing. So when you are in a place of love, when you can consciously shift your awareness into a place, or even through exercises and energetic practices, shift your vibration to levels of love, joy, curiosity, expansiveness, and consciousness, that is also perceived by people that we come into contact with. And that also attracts like energy, and it makes your world loving and joyful and happy. And then you can see life from a place of full consciousness, which is, you know, we're living in a world that we're spiritual beings in this three-dimensional world. And so the world can be whatever we want it to be. And if we see it as a joyful place, or we have come from a joyful place, we're going to see the living room that I'm in as a joyful place. But if you're depressed, or hateful, or really in low perceptions of life, you might not see the beauty. You might not feel the goodness of your living room. So the exercises that I do help to take us up to a higher vibration.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, because I'm really curious. Just you're kind of, what's coming to mind is like you're speaking a lot about stuckness and stuck energy. So I'm curious, just from your various like Tantra background, the Taoism and spirituality, how do you approach like supporting couples who are feeling in that place, like whether romantically or just like, yeah, in a place of like not really vibing, not feeling connected? Like, how do you sort of support people in those situations?
Well, I do quite a few things, but one thing that I help couples do is to, first of all, individually help them discover aspects about themselves. You know, it really is about each individual going into that space of self-love, of appreciating oneself, and of you know, amplifying one's own energy in order to really, really connect with their partner. And then having them look at their partner as not just a physical being. You know, that's the other aspect of my work that's so important. We are in these bodies, you know, we have flesh, we have looks, but that's not who we are. You know, we are our spirit who dwells within. And our spirit has so many fabulous qualities, and we each as individuals have so many gifts, and they pour out of us every minute of every day. And when you're in partnership, sometimes we fall in love with those gifts, but then we take those gifts for granted, or we don't notice them. And the thing that I like to have couples do is just really appreciate each other as a spiritual being, not a physical being, and then experience and appreciate their gifts, appreciate their essences. And when you do practices, tantric practices, and you get to recognize the various nuances of your energy centers, for example, and you learn how to connect energetically, because we connect energetically with people. You know, if you're in a room by yourself and you're blindfolded, and somebody tiptoes in and walks right next to you, and there's not a sound made, you can feel that person standing next to you.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're blindfolded. So that energy can be really felt and joined, united, when you are in a conscious relationship, where you're consciously being there with your partner, and consciously pouring out your love energy or your sexual energy, you know. And it doesn't have to necessarily be, okay, well, let's get primed up to have sex. It's just this
Mm,
wonderful, juicy connection of life force and emotions and appreciation um, and also sensuality. Sensuality is important as well, you know.
yeah, because pleasure is so much more than just about sex. Like you're really addressing it on all levels. And yeah, like you said, it's creating this fun energy, like just within your life, whether that's between you and a partner, you and your friends, like you and the community, like we can cultivate that and to feel joy as much as we want.
It really is. You
Mhm.
really can, and you know we can. It's very simple to do too. Being fully present is a. I mean, it's a concept in probably all spiritual paths, which is just being here in the now. You know, we heard Ram Dass say, "Be here now." Well, what does that mean? It's like, don't think about things, don't judge, don't let your filters bring a shadow on the goodness of life. Just be fully present and
Mhm.
experience everything as it is, as this wonderful gift that we're living, which is life on this wild planet. And you know, and you can do it. For example, I have these, and it just so happens, I didn't bring this as a prop, but it just so happens I have this little thing of flowers on my table.
Oh,
And
nice.
this was a big bouquet, and those are the surviving flowers. And but if you look at it, just look at the flower and you just look at the tiny petals and
Hmm.
miracle of a flower or even a
Hmm.
blade of grass. Here's a piece of leaf. And if you just look at the leaf and you just get into it, you know, life is pretty amazing. And then when you can
Hmm.
do and be fully present in our relationships, as we hear words, don't jump in and make assumptions or judgments. Just
Hmm.
listen and take in the word and feel the vibration of the person talking and really comprehend it. Don't think about, okay, what am I going to say? I'm going to defend myself, blah, blah, blah. Or the opposite, or, oh, I can't wait to tell her this. It's more of
Yeah.
like, just listen and be fully present. And that is such a practice. And it's a gift. And let's see. Oh, I guess is that part of the tantric discussion as well as just life discussion,
Mm,
being fully present
yeah.
as much as possible.
Yeah. And I imagine when you're approaching that the same level of appreciation and presence as if you're looking at that leaf, I imagine if you're approaching your partner or yourself with that same level of appreciation and curiosity, like that feels pretty good too. And it supports you on feeling that self love that you support people getting to that place if they're kind of struggling with that.
Exactly, exactly. And a really wonderful exercise for couples is to just explore. It's super simple, being fully conscious, exploring the
Mm,
person as if you're seeing them for the first time and touching for the first time. And you're experiencing the sensation of the skin, and they're experiencing the sensation of your fingertips on top of their skin. And
mhm,
just that moment of pure fascination. It's just fascination.
mhm.
And without goals. You know, that's the other thing about Tantra.
Yeah.
It's not about, oh, how many orgasms am I going to have? You know, true Tantra isn't even about sex.
Mm,
It's just about unification with the divine. And so
yeah.
when you're with your partner as a spiritual being, that's what Tantra is. It's recognizing the spirit in each other, and it may or may not be sexual. Now, sexual
Mhm,
energy is really important because it's very purifying of the entire body and all the energies in the body. And it's also a very juicy way to connect with each other. And our sexual energy and our second chakra energy is also where our emotions
mm,
exists. It's the source of our emotions. So if you can tap into that emotion of passion and desire and appreciation, and love comes from our heart. But you can still feel that emotion in your second chakra,
mm.
and then connect energetically that way. As I mentioned earlier, that's tantric. That is very tantric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm curious what you would say to people who are like, oh, we just haven't, felt that energy or spark in a long time. We're just kind of more like roommates now, but we're just
Mhm.
not feeling it because they think like once it's gone for good. Can you speak into maybe how that's maybe not true?
Sure, absolutely. Well, it all goes right back to what we were discussing before about appreciation,
Yeah.
uh, um, discovery, acting as if you've never done any of this before, and
Mhm.
being fully present. So many times couples are they get bored with each other. They don't want to spend time with each other, or they, frankly, we take granted of our partners. We think they're always going to be there, and I see couples that speak unkindly to each other, and because well, she knows how I am. She knows that she doesn't take it personally, but that kind of thing does get in the way. That does interfere with a connection. So
Mhm.
I think just basic kindness, making, and you hear this all the time, make a date with each other, but I say make a date with each other, but make a tantric date with each
Ooh.
other. And and then really make it about sensuality. Get
Mhm.
ready for you have get ready to exchange sensual touch, massage, have your
Mhm.
oils, candles, music. It's the kind of things you see in
Mm.
movies.
Yeah.
Do it, create it. And then doing really simple exercises like just breathing together. That's one tantric technique that's super simple. You can
Mhm.
either gaze at each other, sit in front of each other, gaze into each other's eyes. Eye gazing is a very important tantric practice because you're
Yeah.
looking into the window of their soul. The left eye is the window of the soul. So
Okay.
you're seeing beyond the face, you're looking into the divine being in front of you, and then breathing together. One partner will inhale while the other exhales, or you can do it synchronistically, both inhaling and
Mhm.
exhaling, and just breathing together can help couples to come together. You
Mhm.
know, in I'll talk about breathing and emotions in a minute, but that's a really important thing is breathing together is the sensuality. And the tantric practices will help you to expand your love energy so that you can actually feel each other's love. And there's one little exercise that's so simple and so sweet, but again, sitting across from each other. And then one of the partners inhales and the others exhales. So the person who inhales feels the love from their partner and they go, and then they exhale and they exhale the energy from their heart and they go, ah, while their partner inhales it. So you're going back and forth between the receiving and then and then giving and then receiving from the partner
Hmm.
and then exhaling and just that simple little sweet little thing will help a person connect and really open up the heart energy and feel the love. So
Hmm.
simple things like that can help to spark life appreciation, energy,
Hmm.
newness, new discoveries, things like that. And speaking of new discoveries, doing adventures together, I think is really important. It's really important
Mhm.
to, to have those kinds of body and mind and spirit expanding things that you can share.
Mhm. Yeah, I always tell people to just approach your relationships with like curiosity and playfulness and just try new things or maybe something or reconnect to something that you both used to really love together. Like just
Yes,
yeah, bring that energy back. Like we all have power to create that.
exactly, exactly. And one thing that I was going to that I was starting to refer to that I'll bring up now, which is breathing when emotions arise, because the other part that happens in our relationships is we trigger each other a lot. That's what partnerships are all about, is triggering each other so that we can work through those triggers and, become as enlightened as possible.
Yes.
And we can diffuse those emotions just by breathing instead of immediately launching into a reaction. If we feel the trigger and we're like ready to like defend ourselves or fight back, just take 3 deep breaths. And it diffuses the energy so that you can come to your full presence, think more rationally, and then speak from a place of more of love. Sometimes that's love is impossible, but at least you can speak from a place of not anger. And so, if couples are frequently angry at each other, just get into a place where you're able to breathe, to separate for a few minutes, take some breaths, and then come back together in a place of calmness, peace, and respect, mutual respect.
Yeah, and I always let people know, like, you don't have to stop being angry first. Like, you're allowed to feel the anger. It's just like what you do with it and how you come back. And like you said, come back in that like calm, grounded energy, even though you're still allowed to feel the emotion. It's just not letting it like discern your behavior or what you say or how reactive you get within that conversation.
Exactly. Because sometimes the anger can also shroud how we really feel about something and what we're angry about. So having that moment of calm is like, well, why am I really angry? Well, it's not because of this, it's really because of that. I'm in a hurry. I gotta go to the ladies' room. I gotta,
Yeah.
It's like, that's why I'm angry. I just got finished with dinner. It's taking a moment can help us identify really what's going on inside of us. So
yeah. Go ahead.
And then it'll spare our poor partner and bring peace and love to the relationship.
Yeah, ultimately that's what we're going for. Although it is good to be able to navigate those challenges together, I think that helps people grow in connection and intimacy. If you approach those things from like a team perspective, like, okay, great, we both acknowledge this is happening. How do we come together and work through this?
Yes, exactly. And the other thing too is when we're able to go through hard times with more objectivity and calmness, where you can actually discuss back and forth. And I'm amazed. It's very difficult to do, but I've seen couples do it where they don't get hurt, or if they do, they don't react. They're able to hold it in, or not hold it in. They're not holding it in. They're processing it. They're processing it, so it doesn't hurt them. They're not taking it personally. They're not letting their ego get bruised. They're looking at it as like, okay, what is this person, the spiritual being, what is this person trying to say? What can I do to help make this person feel better? What can I do to myself to feel okay about this? It's a practice. I mean, probably nonviolent communication is a great place to go for that type of training. And then just being consciously communicating with your partner, which again, it's a practice.
Yeah, totally. Always room for improvement.
Yes.
Oh, it's been so lovely to have you here today, Melanie. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we wrap up? Anything about your programs or the work you do or anything like that?
Well, thank you very much. I have just wrapped up my Yoni Yoga. Venus Rising Yoni Yoga is one of my programs for women. It is sourcing our energy from our wombs, and that's a really popular program that I offer. I just finished a series. I will be offering another one in the future. I'm also gearing up to offer a creativity workshop, and that's going to be by unblocking your creative juices through tantric and Taoist practices, so that you can unleash your creative genius. So you can look for that type of information. My website is positiveenergywoman.com. And there are, bits and pieces of information that you might find helpful on my website. So
My cat is
I
all
love your
about you. She
kitty.
keeps jumping up.
How
She wants
sweet.
to get closer to you.
Aw, I love
Well,
her.
that's great. We'll definitely put links to where people can find you in the email below this video. So yeah, I'm excited for those. And I know you just provide such care and genuine love and such, like value to people in this world through the work you do. So thank you, Meloney.
Oh, well, Sydney, thank you. Speaking of value, being a valuable human being, you're doing wonderful work. And I'm so grateful to be, in your circle. I really am. I'm so grateful. And thank you so much for this opportunity today.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It's very well received. You're so sweet. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this chat as much as I did. You'll be able to connect with Meloney to her website and all those things in the body of this email. So yeah, connect with her if anything sparked some curiosity or anything along those lines. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care for now.
Bye.